I never had an avatar before My Little Pony. Back in middle school, the same people who got me into My Little Pony got me into DeviantArt, which was where I learned what OCs and Sonas are. It was during this time that I created my first PonySona paint palette. She had a green coat because green was my favorite color, orchid eyes because orchid was my second favorite color, and a yellow mane because I have blonde hair. She was also a Pegasus because in middle school, when asked what one superpower I would want, my answer was flight, and her cutie mark was just a blob of paint. In her first redesign, I added a gradient to her mane, making it brown and yellow, to better represent my real hair, which is a weird shade somewhere right between blonde and brown. She also got a new cutie mark. It wasn't clear that it was a blob of paint, so I stuck a paintbrush on top of it and gave it a consistent shape. This shape unintentionally looked a lot like a Mickey Mouse head. In time, though, I got tired of my cutie mark. I wanted something less on the nose that represented something else. I asked for advice and eventually came up with my current cutie mark. The palette serves to make it clear that the colors are paint, so you can immediately tell it's an art talent. The paint itself is a rainbow of colors to represent my fascination with color, and the flower shape the paint's form represents my continuous efforts to grow as an artist. One day, I decided to draw a paint palette with accessories, and I ended up liking the bow enough to add it to her official design. Then one day I got 7 inches of my hair cut off, and I went ahead and changed paint palette to match. That was also around the time I dropped paint from the name and started just calling her palette. Then I started to get tired of the muddy brown at her roots, and I changed it to a soft orange, and while I was at it, adjusted her whole color scheme, including making the most recent change in her design, changing the bow's color from a pale pink into a darker, bold pink. I'm really happy with the current version of her, and I can't see myself making any big changes soon, but while I've made subtle changes along the way, there were also big ones that I considered but ultimately left behind. I asked myself what I might do if I were to design a PonySona from scratch. I asked myself, with the addition of so many new species to the show, was a Pegasus really still the best choice for me? I made my fair share of human iterations as well, some in the spirit of MLP, like the Equestria Girls designs, and others in the spirit of straying from MLP. I'd like to refer to one iteration in particular called Palace. One day, my brother approached me about the RPG he was making. He needed a few extra side characters, ones to pad out the game but that were unimportant to the story, and so could be anyone at all. I wanted to give Palette a cameo, but there were no ponies in this game, so I got crafty. I made a human character who looked a lot like Palette, but with distinct differences, and I gave her a regular human name, even if it was uncommon. She even had a son who you would have been able to unlock. Time passed, and my brother ended up having to scrap the project, so Palace and Carter's purposes were moot. But Palace looks so nice. I don't want to just forget about her. So I slapped some wings on her back and drew her from time to time. I never ended up using Palace as any kind of avatar. I guess I didn't identify with her enough. It was too weird that she was human but looked nothing like me. At the same time, I recognized that I seriously need a human avatar. I've had multiple videos now where I told stories about real-life incidents and shoehorned in this cartoon version of me to illustrate it. I even had that one animation where I kicked off a video by having Palette transform into a human that looked nothing like her. It's all very awkward and weird. It has been a conundrum. And I can't just use Cartoon Anna for videos. Look at her, I'm so boring. I need something interesting, something iconic. I'm running a YouTube channel after all. And then one day, like an obvious pile of bricks, it hit me. I love Palace so much because of the attributes that make her look like my beloved Palette, but I can't use her as an avatar because she doesn't look like me. So just put my face on her. The answer was right there all along. A fusion of all my Sona options was clearly the best answer. And when I considered that her wings might get in the way of storytelling, a very simple solution was found in remembering how in the show Lucifer, angels can magically put their wings away. So she'll just do that. Perfect. So, everyone, meet my new avatar, my Sona, the mascot for this channel, Anna. That's right, I'm just calling her Anna, which is my name, because she is me. I am officially a pony no more. I doubt I'll stop drawing ponies anytime soon, but with this new form I'm finally free from the burden of PonySonahood. Feels good.